What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be doing the first or the second of this series. So we did one last week on Ty's 250k squad, and this is going to be a video that very much will resonate with a lot of people on the DBG channel. So what we are going to be doing in this video is we are going to be looking at HTB's God Squad, and we are going to be tactically downgrading it. Yes, we are going to be tactically downgrading HTB's God Squad. So the rules for this challenge: the cards must be similar players, and it's going to be tactically downgrading to make them as similar as possible. It is not just a best team of X players. You have to make it has to be players that are going to be as similar as possible. For example, if I'm trying to think, like Thompson is probably the best value 2-guard in the game, but tactically downgrading Vince Carter or Michael Jordan to Klay Thompson doesn't make sense because Klay doesn't have the athleticism of them. Even if there's someone that's not quite as good in defense, someone that's more athletic that plays in more of a similar style to them will obviously get the nut, even if they are not as good. Also, we are putting a cap of 50k on a player. If I can get players for cheaper, obviously that's great, but we are putting a cap of 50k per player, and we are trying to make as similar a team as possible in game as Henry's God Squad. But before we get on to that, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 236,000 subscribers by the end of the day. Right now we are 290 off. We are not far off at all, lads. We are not far off. Like 290, that's doable. That's doable. So if you guys are new to the channel, we are so close to hitting the goal. Subscribe. And anyway, now we are going to get on to the team. So obviously I don't have the players that Henry has. He's got, well, honestly, like, he's probably put more time into this account, and as well as a lot more money into this account than I have. So that's obviously why he's got these players, and fair play to him. Like, I'm not a trader. I don't put in the money. I don't expect to have these cards, but these are all incredible cards. So let's have a look at what we are working with here. So this is the team. We got Vince Carter, or we got Luka, we got John Wall, we got Jordan, we got Zion, we got LeBron James, we got Kawhi, Paul George, Wes Unseld, Anthony Davis, Dirk Nowitzki, Magic Johnson, Kevin Durant, and Vince Carter. Okay. I don't actually think that any of the cards that came, unless he has D-Rob, I don't think, and he probably doesn't have D-Rob because this was like 3 days ago. I don't think any of the cards that came out on Friday are going to be good enough to make this team, so I think this is probably what his actual team is. Alright, so let's have a look for the Luka. Let's have a look at what Luka is, first of all. Let's have a look at what Luka Doncic is, because obviously you got to get guys that compare. So, Luka's a tall point guard who can shoot, has Hall of Fame showtime, elite on defense, got decent length, and X and base, which is really good. Alright, so let's have a look. Guys who can play point guard, including secondary. I mean there's only one guy. There's only one guy that compares to Luka in terms of length. You know what? I'd be half tempted to put in Oscar Robertson. I'd be half tempted to put in Oscar Robertson in the tactically downgrade lineup, because I know for a fact he's less than 50k. If you're on next gen, I would put in Oscar Robertson, honestly. I would honestly put in Oscar Robertson if you are on next gen, because like he's super cheap as far as I'm aware. Like, let's see what price he is. Like, he's like 19k. And like if you're looking at Oscar Robertson, like he's 6'5", he's got a long wingspan, he's got decent post game, he's also got a really good 3-ball, good driving dunk, good steal and perimeter defense, good speed to ball acceleration, good lateral quickness. His release is kind of iffy. On next gen, I mean, he's got like, he's comes with gold steady, but that's gold blinders on next gen. Like, I would be half tempted to put him in as my point guard on next gen. but he doesn't quite have the release of Luka. I think Felipe Lopez is another shout. Because Felipe Lopez is a 7'1" wingspan. And that's kind of the thing that really, really sets Felipe Lopez apart. Is that his wingspan is 7'1". He's super, super cheap. He's 6'5" as well. Got 44 goals. Again, like interceptor, range extender is only goal. But he's got really, really good release as well. He's got a good driving dunk, goal showtime. Good ball handle, decent defense. Really good speed to ball acceleration, 91 lateral. So yeah, I'm going to put in Lopez. I'm going to put in Felipe Lopez as the tactical downgrade to Luka. Just because you got to match length. Like, yeah, if you're just looking in terms of shot creation, I would definitely put in Flip Murray. But in terms of just overall impact, it's Lopez. And there's a no-brainer for John Wall. Like, he's got John Wall as his point guard. There is a no-brainer selection as a tactical downgrade for John Wall. Like, if you look at John Wall and compare him to these guys, like Wall's incredible. Don't get me wrong. Wall is incredible. But if we're looking for a similar card to Wall, I mean, you can't really say it's not the 94 overall Westbrook. Not David West. Definitely, most definitely not David West. Although that David West was not terrible when he came out. He was not terrible. Like, if you're looking at total stats, yeah, Wall's got 102 more in total stats, but like 23 of them are in block. Like, you're looking at defense, like lateral quickness, 6 difference. Standing, like 40 of them are in standing dunk. But then again, post moves, Westbrook is better. But like speed, they're comparable. Hall of Fame badges, yeah, Wall has doubled them. But like in terms of range, gold range to half range, yes, half catch and shoot. Hot zones, Wall has actually ones in the corners, which don't really matter. Both of them have half clamps. You got half arc rush, which really helps on current gen, but not irrelevant on next gen. Intimidator, kind of irrelevant on next gen as well. Both of gold interceptor, or sorry, Hall of Fame interceptor, gold interceptor. Obviously, he's not nearly as good. But I mean, Westbrook is the obvious tactical downgrade here to a John Wall. Like, there's not going to be any more obvious tactical downgrades than this one in this entire video. And you guys might be wondering, like, what price is Westbrook? I'm pretty sure he's like 5k. Like, I bought my one for like 5k. Like, he's one of the best value players in the game. Like, Westbrook, 8k. Like, you can see, like, 2.6k bid, 8.4. Like, there's no way that he's over like 7k. Like, there's like no bids 12 minutes to go 5k. Like, if you snipe long enough, you can probably get him 6.5k. You can get him for 5k. You can easily get him for 5k. And he is definitely a worse John Wall, but with his upgrade to his release, he's not significantly worse than John Wall. All right, so let's see who we're working with the two guys. Michael Jordan and Kawhi Leonard. Okay, let's see what we've got with these guys. So Kawhi is an obvious one. It's Malik Sealy. I think next gen Kawhi is definitely better. I think current gen Malik Sealy is better. I think current gen Malik Sealy is better than Kawhi Leonard. That is just my opinion. And then when we're looking at Michael Jordan, I'm trying to think of similar guys to Jordan. So you got range. Obviously, you're not going to get anywhere close to his defensive badges at cheap. Pro 3 behind the back. He can curry. He can 3 hunt as well pretty well. And let me have a look at two guards here. I'm going to look at pink diamonds and diamonds. I mean, this Ray Allen, he kind of does similar things to an MJ. Except he's a little bit more of a shooter than an MJ. If you're on next gen, I would say, you know what, Ray Allen takes an hour to grind for. And you might be saying they're not similar players, but if you guys have seen Ray Allen's like slashing ability, like he's got a 90 driving dunk, Hall of Fame, or go quick for his step. You can give him all the ball handling badges you need. You can give him handles for days. You can't give him unpluckable, but that's not the most relevant thing in the world. And he got half steady on next gen, which makes him a better shooter. I'm gonna go with Ray. He only takes an hour to grind. Like, it's really not that long of a grind. So I'll show you guys here what the Ray Allen grind is. So the Ray Allen grind is, scroll all the way down. Historic All-Star moment. So literally like Gervin, Jordan, most of these guys are free. And like the only one that takes more than 10 minutes to get is the LeBron James 100 points over multiple games. No question about it. I'm going to put Ray Allen in here. Okay, Zion and PG. Okay, so PG and Zion. Let me have a look with Zion. It's like Zion's got his good length. Zion basically is this. Sorry, I may not have shown a PG, Zion. There they are. Zion's just got that wide player build. Like this might be the toughest player to tactically downgrade. We've had some quite easy ones so far. Like Ray Allen to Jordan is just a personal thing. I do think that they are somewhat similar. Let's have a look at guys here. Is Odom 50k? I know he's not quite similar to... Actually, no, he's not similar enough to Zion. He's not similar enough. Melo? Melo, maybe? PG? Granger? No. They're different, completely different. They're like spot-up shooters. To be fair, Zion is just a spot-up shooter, really, this card. And none of these lower overall ping time is definitely not. Okay. I'm stumped. I don't know who I can put in here. The wide build is a big one. The wide build is a huge one with Zion Williamson. And we don't have any like really good cheap LeBrons who's comparable build to Zion. Okay. Do we look at the Amethyst then? Do we go ultra cheap? Do we go Zach LaVine? Like, he doesn't have the build of Zion, but I mean Zion's defense though. Zion's more of like a defensive, just bully ball type player. This is tough, man. This is really, really tough. Actually, you know what? In terms of player build, Kevin Porter Jr. In terms of player build, what he brings, he's the closest thing we have to Zion for under 50k. In terms of what Zion, like same, I'm pretty sure they've got very similar height and wingspans. Yeah, one difference. Obviously Zion's got 41 hops, got like perfect and everything. He doesn't have the interior defense of Zion. If you're playing Zion at the small forward, you don't need interior defense. He can both curry, both have elite releases, both dunkers, both athletic freaks. So yeah, let's go KPJ. Let's go KPJ. That was a very, very tough one. And then we got Paul George, which is more of like a lanky, more of like a lanky shooter type player that can go to the basket a little bit. And that's where you start to like bring in your Grangers of the world. I would like the perfect like low tier Paul George. Paul George is an elite defender as well. Let's have a look. Like Jimmy would be the perfect one. I assume Jimmy's is way over budget. I assume Jimmy Butler's way over budget. Actually, what's his name is the best alternative. Lamar Odom. Is Lamar Odom in budget? Can do I have the budget for Lamar Odom? Oh, I mean, if he's within like if he's like 56, 57k, I might put him in. Oh, we don't have the Lamar Odom budget. Like, that's the obvious inclusion. Range Gerald Wallace. I don't think he's even within budget. I'm just looking at new cards thinking, are any of these within budget? Des Mason with range? That could be a shout. He doesn't have the curry though. But Des Mason with range is good. Any of these new retro players? I mean, is Hedo affordable? No. I mean, is Clay the closest thing? Is like, he doesn't have the athleticism of PG, but he has the shooting and the defense. And like very comparable shooting and defense to Paul George. I'm going to put in Clay. I'm going to put in Klay Thompson into the squad. Right here, because like, we're not going to find shooting, defense, and shot creation. Like, you've got Granger, who's got the shooting and the length, but doesn't have the defense or slashing ability. He's not even better at defense than Clay. Whereas Clay, I mean, dude's a cone. Or if you want to say Clay to Kawhi, and this might be a thing, If you want to say Malik Sealy to Paul George, yeah, I'm going to do that. Even though Kawhi and Malik Sealy are like basically just copies of each other, I'm going to put Klay Thompson as the budget Kawhi. Put Klay as the budget Kawhi because they are quite close to each other. And then I'm going to put Malik Sealy in the Paul George one. Even though Malik Sealy is almost identical to Kawhi, it means we've got two fairly close comparisons here for the tactical downgrades. And both of these guys are relatively cheap. As far as I'm aware, anyway. As far as I'm aware. Let me just check on Malik Sealy. He's in Flash, isn't he? He was like 20k last time I checked. Yeah, he's well under. He is well under the 50k. And then Klay is like 15k. So, yeah. Klay, if you guys don't know, is basically the Opal Klay. Klay Thompson is... He's 18 hops, like clamps. He's got hop range extender. He's also got a bunch of great gold badges as well. Got a long wingspan. He can curry slide, really good release. Great three-point shooter. I mean, mediocre dunker. He's got Showtime dunks, though. Good perimeter defense and steal. Really good speed to ball and acceleration. And great lateral quickness as well. So, that's why he's in there. All right. I'm happy so far. I am happy so far with what we've done for tactical downgrades. So, LeBron and Wes. LeBron and Wes unsold. This is not an easy one. Okay, let me take a look at what we're working with here. So, including secondary power forwards. Let me have a look. Pink diamonds, diamonds. So we're looking... I mean, is Draymond a shout for LeBron if he's affordable? I think he might be. I think Draymond might be a shout for LeBron James. He's like, Draymond's very nice going to the basket. He's got half quick first step. He's got a handle. Can't curry, but he's got Pro 1. He's got base 12 on quick. He's got good dunk packages. He's got good dribble sigs. His defense is elite. He's got a long wingspan to make up for the fact that he's 2 inches smaller than LeBron. Yeah, even though that's the wrong picture for Draymond, I'm gonna put in Dre here. If I can afford Draymond, he's going in for one of these two. Whether it's LeBron or whether it's Wes, he's going in for one of them. I think it might actually be easier to find a comparison for LeBron. So he might end up coming in for Wes. Let's see what price Draymond is. Is he within my price range? I mean, 49. He's like so slightly over, I think. I think he's so slightly over. Like he's at a low enough price that I can guarantee you will find him under 50k at some stages. So I'm going to put him in. Okay. So now it's a looking at who we can find for Wes. Or if we put Draymond in for Wes and someone else in for LeBron. I mean, I don't think we can afford Melo, but if we can afford Melo, Melo's coming in for LeBron. Yeah, we can't afford Melo. Well, Melo's probably the closest to LeBron. He's a buyout. Actually, I think I know who I'm going to put in. Because, like, again, a guy that's... I'm going to put a card... If a card is a 2-hour grind, I'm going to allow those cards to be added in. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to put in Draymond. You are now our Wes alternative. And Sidney Wicks. Range extender, Sidney Wicks. You, in fact, are our LeBron James alternative. So Sidney Wicks, who is a 2-hour long grind. He's got 21 huffs, 92 speed, all the elite defensive badges. Yes, you have to give him range extender, which... I mean, obviously is not an ideal thing to do. And I was onto the wrong screen while I'm sorting out the music. It's not great, but yeah, Sidney Wicks is coming in. He's got a bit of everything. He has got a bit of everything. He can dribble, he's got a good release, he's got elite dunking. And like if you compare him to a LeBron James, like, yes, LeBron's got 7 extra half badges, but like Wicks and he's a little bit faster. But in terms of total stats, like it's only 58 difference. Like Wicks is a significantly better rebounder, and at the power forward position, I think they're comparable. It does take about 2 hours, and it probably costs about 15 to 20k depending on the time to range up Sidney Wicks. But if you gold range Sidney Wicks, he's the closest thing you've got to LeBron James at that cheap price. So then we are looking at centers. We got Anthony Davis and Dirk Nowitzki. So this is one of the easiest positions, in my opinion, to get budget alternatives for, because this guy I'm pretty sure exists. For Dirk, no question about it, one of the most underrated cards in the game, Domantas Sabonis. 37k for Sabonis. 37k for Domantas Sabonis. Like, Domantas Sabonis is insane. He's got Hall of Fame range. He's got Hall of Fame steady, which is blinders on next gen. He's got Hall of Fame quick first step. He's got a ball handle, which is fine. 79 is fine. He's got gold clamps. He's got pro 3 escape. He's got the pro 4 movement behind the back. Base 10, which is not great, but it's not that much worse a release than Dirk's. He's also got 87 speed. Like, these guys are so comparable. Like, the most underrated player in this game is Sabonis. Like, I don't like his release, which is why I have Karl Anthony Towns over him, but he is the most underrated player in the game, and it's not even close. Like, Sabonis, these are stats minus shot IQ and tangibles and potentials, which stats that don't matter. Like, Sabonis, his better stats wise than Dirk. Minus 13 block is not great. Dirk is a little bit faster, but like, and he's a bit better from the free throw line. But like, Domantas Sabonis is a much better pass. Actually, the passing stats don't really matter that much, but he's got a way better post hook. He's got a -7 post fadeaway. He's got shooting wise, they're very comparable. One difference. Badges wise, you got the same amount of Hall of Fame badges, except one of them's like 300k, the other one's like 37k. Like, it is ridiculous how close these two guys are. It is actually ridiculous. Yes, Dirk is better. Dirk is better release. But even if you look at animations, like dribble sigs, both of them, literally, they're the same dribble sigs. They have literally the same dribble sigs. Like, give Domantas Sabonis a shoe and floor general, and the guy can has got that 86 ball handle, which is needed. But again, 86 doesn't mean anything if you're on next gen. And on current gen, neither of these guys are going to be able to dribble the greatest because they take away their escape. And to do all the good things on next gen, you just need a 70 ball handle. But like, literally same amount of Hoff badges. Both have range. You've got blinders on next gen. Like, you could argue Domantas Sabonis is better on next gen than Dirk Nowitzki. Sabonis is the best value card in the game and is a no-brainer. A no-brainer for this squad right here. And then we have got Anthony Davis. So Anthony Davis, he's got his 84 ball handle, so he can dribble a little bit. He's got 85 lateral. He's got 95 standing dunk, 89 3 ball. He's got gold range, hop quick first step, post spin technician, intimidator. Okay, so there's a couple of ways we can go with this. There is a couple of ways we can go with Anthony Davis, and you can get a lot of decent cheap centers. So not opal, pink diamond. So you can go Karl Anthony Towns, you can go Karl Malone, or you can go Boogie. And they're the three guys that I think you can go with. For me personally, Cat's the best. I just don't know. He doesn't have the ball handle to say similar to Anthony Davis. He really doesn't. Like, Anthony Davis does have the better ball handle. Like literally 60 ball handle on Cat's very, very low. So I can't put Cat in the conversation, even though I think Cat is the best in all. When we're talking about comparison, I mean, there is no closer comparison to that Anthony Davis card than Boogie Cousins. It's just, he's 37k. So he's under the 50k mark. He is well within our price range to replace Anthony Davis right here. So we've got DeMarcus Cousins. So DeMarcus Cousins, again, comes with gold range, got good speed, got great lateral quickness, got good enough ball handle. Dribble sigs are not great. Set shot I don't think is too bad. But like, if you compare Boogie to Anthony Davis, and he's got 16 half badges as well, which at the time was great. If you compare these two guys, yes, there's a 5 difference in half badges. But like total stats, Boogie's one better. Although 20 of those stats are in passing vision IQ, which don't matter. But like, he's got a way better post game. He's also got only a tiny bit worse shooting wise, only a tiny bit worse speed wise. He's actually got better pass perception, which I'm not sure what that does. Better lateral quickness. And yeah, he's just a very similar card. And they both have the same height and same wingspan. in my opinion, Boogie's got a better player build. AD is a slightly better release. But I'm going to put DeMarcus Cousins in as my tactical downgrade for Anthony Davis. So, last three. We got he's got Magic Johnson, Kevin Durant, and Vince Carter. I mean, Hall of Fame D-Pucks Magic Johnson. I mean, there's only one player. If I can afford him, if he's within the price range, he's within the like margin where there's like, if a player's like 50k exactly, yeah, okay, other Magic Johnson comes in. Literally, the other Magic Johnson is basically just, if you add range and clamps to the other Magic Johnson, he's basically as good as this Magic here. So, and there's no other comparison. Like, you can't even put in Bonga because of the D-Pucks. And we got Kevin Durant. 6'10", lengthy, rangy shooter, can dribble a little bit. Is one of the best cards in the game. Not really used as a slasher though, only really used as a shooter, even though he can slash. I think I'm going to put Granger in, just because we need someone that's comparable lengthwise. 41k for Danny Granger. Like, if you look at these two guys right here, so obviously Kevin Durant is better in every single way. Both of them actually have Hall of Fame range. Kevin Durant's mainly used as like a lengthy off-ball defender who can shoot from deep. And while Granger is not on the same stratosphere as Kevin Durant, he's the closest thing we have to that. 6'9", 7'1" wingspan. Like Kevin Durant 7'4", 6'10" wingspan. Yeah, Kevin Durant's a little more length, but you've still got range. Still got a lot of the key goal badges and somewhat ability to attack the basket in Granger. So Granger in for Kevin Durant. And then last spot on his bench is Vince Carter. Like, I would most definitely put in what's his name? I would have put in like Kevin Porter Jr. if I didn't already have him. But there is a really, really obvious one for Vince Carter right here. There's a really, really obvious one, and it's this guy right here. Zach LaVine Amethyst for 5k MT. He's going to give you a lot of similar offensive firepower to what a Vince Carter will give you. He's got a great release, insane dunker, insane shooter, Curry slide, great animations. Yes, Vince gives you more. Vince is better. Vince is straight up better with his Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame range. I just don't like Vince's release. And I think that Vince is mostly going to be used as a slasher in this game. And I think LaVine is probably the closest thing we've got to a Vince Carter type slasher, especially because they both have, as far as Pro 2, Pro 8, they're the two best between the legs in the game. LaVine is Pro 8, Vince is Pro 2. Both of them have the Pro 6 behind the back, and both of them have the Pro 2 escape and very similar dunk packages. So we are going to put in Zach LaVine as our last player. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. We have got Henry the Blasian's lineup right here. We have got HTB's Ultimate God Squad right here. And then we have got right here DBG's tactically downgraded HTB squad. So I don't have Sabonis. I have the other Boogie. I sold my Magic, and I probably will go and buy. I probably will buy Sabonis, honestly. He is ridiculously good. Like, it's actually scary. He's so close to Dirk. I didn't realize he was as close to Dirk as he is, but he's that close to Dirk. So yeah, obviously his squad is a lot better than my squad, but if you want a squad that plays somewhat similarly to the squad he has, while every player being under 50k, apart from, was it Draymond that was in the margin of error? That he was like 53, 54k. Everyone else comfortably under 50k. And you're on some sort of budget, this is a great squad to work with if you want a similar squad to Henry's squad. Because I know a lot of people, you guys will be fans of him, and you're looking at his squad and thinking, I would love that team, but I can't afford it. And if you want to play with a similar bunch of players, this is definitely it. So anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.